Good evening, race fans. It's Sunday the 22nd of November, which brings us to Long Beach, California for the fourth round of the GT3 Championship. I'm Murphy and I'm joined by Alex, aka the console, in the box for what will be round 4 here. And a pretty exciting one, I believe, Alex. It's going to be a very, very tricky situation and navigation around this Long Beach circuit for these GT3 cars, as you well experienced in the touring cars earlier on in the week.
Yeah, mixed opinions on this track. A lot of people preferred it to as an America Monaco. Turn 1 is an absolute killer, as a lot of, as well myself and a few of the other touring car guys found out on Tuesday. So we wait and see if any of these GT3 guys can get through there with a bit more success. Another few comments the drivers have made is how narrow the track is with the GT3 cars. A lot of people are going to be struggling to find the space to overtake around here, so should be an eventful one, Murph.
That looks as though it's going to finish up the qualification session, so here is your grid position for the race here. Race 4 at Long Beach GP. Blanc File gets that top spot with a remarkable time, 1 minute 16.866 in the end. Linga Bazinga in second place, making up the front row with a 1:17.44 dead. And then Fast AF Gamer in third place. He'll be hopeful for a good position here today. Brucelaw in fourth. Poison Rage is making up the front position in the third row. Fifth place for him with Dr. Potford in sixth. And then Snarling Bongo in eighth with Stoltz as Snarling Bongo in seventh, and Stoltz in eighth. TTV Giacomo has made it up into ninth place with Luna Zodiac in 10th. Then Luke Snipes in 11th with Magma Leaders in 12th. Survivor in 13th place with Green Gaming in 14th. And then Old Smoky and Iron Aero making up the back of the grid. Iron Aero there with a 4 grid place penalty. Not sure what's gone on there, but maybe crossing that line far too many times. Here we are now, waiting for the lights, just syncing up. Keep your eyes on the grid through turn 1. And the lights out and away we go here. You can see big movements from that M6 in the background from it's Cobra Plays, isn't it? Magma Leaders in the Flux Motorsport. Don't think there was any contact, but it does look as though he's moved his way up and finds himself in 8th position at the moment. That looks to be getting through quite cleanly.
Someone didn't make it. I think it was Luna who's bit it in the back there.
It is Luna Zodiac eating it into the first corner. He's got himself back on track, and we've got Carnage ahead. Who is it with? So we've got Magma Leaders through. He's currently going side by side with Stoltz. We've also got Luna Zodiac fighting his way up, and it is absolute chaos here, it seems, in what has quickly been defined as the second pack. That looks as though it's Poison Rage's Ferrari, also spun around in turn 5. He gets it around and he's almost at the back of the grid. It looks as though Giacomo is the only driver behind. In fact, is Giacomo even off the line? Does look as though he is. I'm not sure. Currently showing up as in 16th position, but that is Dr. Potford behind. So are they coming up already onto lap 2? Not sure what is going on here. All sorts of crazy happening. Just trying to get my bearings with it. Is it it's the Tech 8 turn, isn't it? I think. I'm just having a look at my track map. It's not the easiest one to read, this one, because you can never know which side of it you're on. But I think it is. I think it's the Tech 8 Oil turn, and you just see 2 cars there really struggling with it. Oh, as we see Old Smoky.
I think that's Luke.
Is it spinning round? Is that Luke? It is Luke Snipes, beg your pardon. It is indeed. So Luke Snipes. Where was he actually running? So he was running in 5th, so he was ahead of the 2 cars ahead. The cause of his own demise there.
This is what we've seen from Luke in a few of the other races. Is he's got good pace, and just Luna's decided just it's quicker to go over it.
Yeah, tried to Dukes of Hazzard the roundabout there.
That's from my train of thought. Luke has had good pace in these races, just unable to keep the consistency throughout the full 45 minutes, and it's a shame to see. So I'm desperately hoping that he can hang on to that 5th place, maybe even get himself sorted and try and bag 4th.
Just getting indicators here about Snarling Bongo, and that is Luna Zodiac ahead, so this is a battle for 9th position at the moment. Jump into the cockpit as we have a look at the rear end of that McLaren.
Oh, nearly.
Of Luna Zodiac.
You can hear how patient he is on the throttle now, after obviously having a couple of spins, getting on the power a little too early, sort of just waiting for it to roll through as Luna gets it all kinds of wrong there.
Oh, no. Absolute calamity as Fast AF Gamer absolutely nails him. That's what's caused all of the damage to that front end of that M6. And depending on how much damage that has actually caused, that could be pretty significant in the fact that Brucelaw is only 10 seconds behind Fast AF Gamer. Fast AF Gamer on track for his first podium of the season, and still sticking it out, so hopefully the damage not too bad there, and it's merely cosmetic. We'll have to wait and see. And this is going to do his championship standings. The World of Good brings it around that really tricky hairpin for the final time, and just a short drag on as we see the lights flashing, and a very secure victory indeed from a very tidy looking BMW Z4, just going over to Fast AF Gamer, currently working his way through back markers. A much less straight and composed BMW M6, as that absolutely ate a car a little bit earlier on. But he's managed to continue the pace. 27 seconds, oh sorry, what is it, 15 seconds still ahead of Brucelaw, and that is very impressive indeed, and he brings it on home for his first podium of the season. Our second place finisher last season in the championship altogether, and Fast AF Gamer secures that first podium with relative ease as Brucelaw comes around the final bend for the final time, and he's going to pick up the final podium spot. And good driving there from the driver from Cheshire to get hold of a third place in the less favoured Mercedes SLS. Dr. Potford also coming around the final bend now in that Ferrari. Really good finish from him. We've given him plenty of airtime tonight, discussed it at plenty, and he's going to remain third in the championship overall from that 4th place finish. Now let's have a look over to the final session results. Blanc File taking that 1st place finish. Fastest lap also goes to Linga Bazinga with a 118.196, so not the clean sweep from Blanc File, but he does get that race victory and also gets the qualifying bonus point along with it. Fast AF Gamer in 2nd place with Brucelaw in 3rd and Dr. Potford in 4th. Luke Snipes does a very good job to finish in 5th place ahead of Old Smoky in 6th. Linga Bazinga struggling a little bit in terms of consistency today. He finishes up in 7th place ahead of Poison Rage, who seemed to get wrapped up in a little bit of contact in a couple of parts. Also picks up a 10-second penalty. Snarling Bongo finishes up in 9th place ahead of Survivor in 10th. Luna Zodiac in 11th place in the end, also picks up a 10-second penalty, but it doesn't look as though it changed his position. Green Gaming finishes up in 12th with Magma Leaders in 13th. Iron Aero finishing up in 14th, and we also had a DNF from Stoltz, who exited the lobby a little bit earlier on towards the end. So that concludes the race. I mean, it was always going to be action-packed, wasn't it, Alex? We know what to expect at Long Beach.
As I said, some people compare it to an American Monaco, and I don't think it's disappointed either. It demands a lot of respect. It's not an easy track. There is no runoffs, and I think a lot of people have learned that lesson the hard way today. But a great effort from the top 3. Blanc File with a textbook win. Fast AF finally righting the wrongs of his season and getting his first podium, and Bruce doing a sterling job to keep onto 3rd. So great drive from those 3. Good to see Luke up in 5th as well and getting himself up there. So a lot of positives to take away from this week, I think.